So everyone talking about Prince Andrew, but there is another story that they don't want you to know concerning Prince Harry. The word that came off the Royal Sandringham estate, Killenfields, loud and clear. 17-year-old sex trafficked gal, abused and hunted, found dead on New Year's Day. Royal Sandringham estate, Killenfields, late Prince Philip's favourite hunting area. Not alone, if I go down, you go down. So a high royal blue crime, New Year's Day find. September blue murder, certainly not mine, one big cover-up. And there's a good film, The Final Girl, rich boys hunting young girls for blood sport. And certainly no Black Panther, Sandringham serial killer here. Norfolk Bacon SS, Windsor Gestapos, the local Nazis. Dis SS Police, Dis Mason Council. White Lodge, the local mafias, the local mob. Kenzie number 10. Keir Starmer and the Labour loonies for details. And certainly no cold-blooded predator, serial killer here. Africa, Dis, Norwich and Sandringham. That's a good watch. Loch Ness. Crime drama. So a high royal blue crime, New Year's Day find, September blue murder, certainly not mine. See Prince Harry the Spare for details. Again, that is the word that came off the Royal Sandringham estate, Killenfields, loud and clear. And the Dutch model, who was the first one to blow the whistle on the Epstein Island. They put her into a psychiatric hospital. She lost everything. To silence her, keep her quiet. So they will box you up, lock you up, throw away the key, or get you done in, disappeared one way or another. There are stories too. When Jeanette Archer, you can look up Jeanette Archer on Facebook. She claims that her and other children were taken to Windsor Castle by uniformed police and abused by members of the royal family and forced to take place in human hunting parties, where children were murdered and sacrificed. Obviously King Charles and Jimmy Savile. And there's also talk of another murder of a young girl that does involve Prince Andrew, Epstein, Frogmore Cottage. And another young girl who was murdered in a satanic ritual, now being investigated by Surrey police. That also involves Prince Andrew and some very unsavoury characters. 2 other girls who were forced into rough sex, then murdered and buried on a golf course, again all coming out in the Epstein files. And King Charles, he's not by any ways blameless, not by any stretch of the imagination, again with Jimmy Savile. But it is alleged that Queen Elizabeth, Lizzie the Lizard and the Iron Duke, took 10 children from a children's Catholic Sacred Heart children's home in Canada, and the natives claim that 8 of the children were sacrificed in Canada and 2 of the children were returned to the UK and sacrificed at Carnarvon Castle to initiate Prince Charles at the time, the Prince of Wales, into the Catholic Ninth Circle. That's the story the native tells. The natives tell. And William Coons, who was witness to the rituals, he was disappeared, given a fatal injection in a hospital to silence him. And I've spoke to Kevin Anna. He is the one who uncovered the genocide of the Cree Nation in Canada, the Crown and the state, to steal all their land, minerals, resources, oil and diamonds, blood diamonds. And they did discover mass graves full of native children. A lot of them had been victims of satanic ritual abuse and sacrifices that caused a big uproar in Canada. And they did topple the statues of Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth. So who's the real Sandringham serial killer? Body found on the Royal Sandringham estate was murder, according to the police. Now, a lot of people think that had something to do with Prince Andrew Epstein, just while Maxwell, who Prince Andrew took to the Royal Sandringham estate, Balmoral Castle, where there's also talk of satanic rituals. But the word that came off the Royal Sandringham estate, Killenfield's loud and clear. Prince Harry, again there have been others too. Human hunting, feasting, blood drinking, harvesting adrenochrome, human hunting parties. And I have seen a video recently where one woman was in a bedroom with Epstein, and she said she saw Jeffrey Epstein shapeshift into something else. So plenty of hosts for the hungry, bloodthirsty beasts in high places. No hosts for the beasts here. Bodies buried on the royal estates. Bodies on the royal estates. Such headlines are coming out now. Obviously there is talk about bodies on the Epstein ranch in Texas of children and young girls. Again, plenty of hosts for the hungry, bloodthirsty beasts in high places. Plenty of high crimes, Jack the Ripper crimes, certainly not mine. The real beauty in the beast story, again Prince Harry was the one that was named, 17-year-old sex trafficked gal, abused and hunted, found dead on New Year's Day. Royal Sandringham estate, Killenfields, late Prince Philip's favourite hunting area. And certainly no diss lawnmower man here. The real SS Sandringham, lawnmower man, yellow ginger king, certainly will make his mark. A very good watch, The True Detectives, Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson. The lawnmower man was a satanic killer, the Yellow King, riding round in a white pickup, abducting children and young girls. And that is based on actual events. If you look up Vice True Detectives or The Real True Detective, that is disclosed in police interviews and statements how people transformed during satanic ritual abuse and sacrifices when they become hosts to ET demonic entities. Again, Prince of Darkness, the real Red Dragon, Jack the Ripper, serial killer, bloodhounds from hell, Satan and the Fallen. So it's certainly coming out now, good versus evil, light versus darkness, the truth versus the monster lies and the cover-ups, the high crimes and the murder. So again, Prince Andrew arrested. So who is the real Sandringham serial killer? Certainly, or the real Sandringham killer? Certainly not me. Again, Prince Harry is the one that was named. Prince Harry's birthday present pie, Rich Boy's loft pie, human hunting pie. Prince of Darkness, E.T. hybrid host, Red Dragons. I say you can Google the Reigns list. So another royal story that they covered up, certainly do not want you to know, do not want you to see. And Robert Dow, who has written much about Prince Andrew and the Epstein files, he has mentioned about the bodies found on royal estates. He's the only one I've heard mention it so far, but when the penny drops, a 17-year-old gal, again abused and hunted, found dead on New Year's Day. Royal Sandringham Estate, Killenfields. When the penny drops, that was a royal blue crime, blue murder. That'll be quite interesting space. And again, that is a very good forum. Very good posters there. Unlike social media, they do let you post the truth, the proof, the evidence and the facts, freedom of speech and expression. Big tech social media will burn down your social media accounts. Johnny Botwright, used and set up as the Black Panther Sandringham serial killer. And that has had 1,909,000 views. That's just on one forum. And that's without being totally banned, blocked, deleted, shadow banned on big tech social media. You can Google Johnny Botwright, that is all online for the world to see free. They also burned down all my books online. You can see there, Johnny Botwright, 16 books on Goodreads, 5-star reviews. By Amazon, burned down my KDP Amazon Kindle accounts when well established. KDP Kindle accounts, again never about money. Kindle books can be read and shared for free on Amazon Kindle Unlimited. But when Prince Harry's book Spare became the #1 bestseller on Amazon, Amazon burnt down all my KDP Kindle accounts. Couldn't have my little Kindle book exposing a high royal blue crime, Spare murder, and certainly not mine, who was the real Sandringham killer. So again, all online for the world to see free. The truth is out there, and the truth is coming out now like a flood. Certainly will reach all of them. But again, they certainly will pay to make you disappear, all to cover up high crimes, royal blue murder, and certainly not mine. And some frames and fixes really do go Steve right to the top. And again, 7 YouTube channels burned down that had no strikes, so mysteriously 2 have come back online, one that was burned down 4 years ago and one that was burned down 3 years ago. But 5 YouTube channels do remain offline, again that were burned down, that had no strikes. My 3 biggest YouTube channels burned down in 24 hours. For uploading one video of a red Porsche, and it had a number plate that said LA17, so I made a video. See the sun in LA, USA, Hotel California, by a 17-year-old gal, abused and hunted, found dead on New Year's Day, Royal Sandringham Estate, Killenfields. Here's high royal blue crime, New Year's Day find, September blue murder. Certainly not mine, and not alone, so one big royal cover-up. So plenty of high crimes, Jack the Ripper crimes, castles, manor houses, UK's Devil Island, country estates, certainly not mine. Again, no sombre, autonomy of a crime, no woolly hat, serial killer here, Africa, Dis, Norwich and Sandringham, really don't think so. So the truth is out there, despite many social media accounts being burnt down for exposing the truth is out there now. The corrupt powers to be do not want you to know, do not want you to see. And again, they will make more than your social media accounts disappear for exposing the truth. It certainly will make you an enemy of the crown, enemy of the state. A rich boy's loft pie, human hunting pie. Again now, high royal blue crime, New Year's Day find. September blue murder, certainly not mine, the real Beauty and the Beast story. He's someone else who should be arrested, not just Prince Andrew. Very good film, Dr. Sleep, but certainly no Here's Johnny here. One big black axe hatchet job, saw trap in Dis, Norfolk, UK. A high royal blue crime, case 39, Dr. Sleep. Jack the Ripper crime, and certainly not mine. Anyhow, God bless, take care.